in quadrilateral KLMN, segment KL is congruent to MN, KL is parallel to MN, so these two segments are parallel, and LP segment and NO segment are perpendicular to diagonal KM. So here we have right angle and here we have right angle at points P and O. Show that segment KO is congruent to segment MP. So we have to show that this segment KO is congruent to MP. This red information we have given. These two lines segments are congruent and parallel, and these two angles are 90 degrees angles because they are perpendicular to diagonal KM, because LP segment and MO are perpendicular to diagonal KM. We have to show these two green segments that they are congruent. We will start from information which we have given. We have given that the segment KL and MN are parallel. Let me write this. First, we have given KL is parallel to MN. So if we extend these two segments, we have two parallel lines, KL and MNL, and we have diagonal KM. So these two parallel lines are cut by transversal KM. What it gives us? It gives us two alternate interior angles. And because these two lines are parallel, so the angles, alternate interior angles, are congruent. So angle MNK is congruent to angle LKM. These two angles are alternate interior angles, and they are congruent because these two lines are parallel and cut by transversal KM. So we have given that KL is parallel to MN. So from this information we have that alternate interior angles are congruent we can write that angle NMK is congruent to angle LKM. We have also given that KL is congruent to MN. We have given this. KL segment is congruent to MN, and also KM is congruent to KM by reflexive property. So we can write KM is congruent to KM. So we have here two congruent triangles by side, angle, side, postulate, triangle NMK is congruent to triangle LKM. We have this side and that side is congruent to this side and that side, and these two angles are congruent. So by side, angle, side, postulate, we have that these two triangles, shade them maybe, these two triangles are congruent. So if these two triangles are congruent, it means that the sides NK and LM are congruent. So we have, because these two triangles are congruent, we have that NK segment is congruent to LM segment, and also the angles LMK is congruent to angle NKM. So this angle is congruent to that angle. So the second information is that angle LMK is congruent to angle NKM. We have also given that segment NO is perpendicular to KM, diagonal KM, and LP is perpendicular to KM. So we have here right angles. So we see that these two triangles are also congruent. Why? We have given, let me write this, that these two angles are right angles. So they are congruent. We can write that angle NOK is congruent to angle LPM. Why? Because NO segment is perpendicular to KM, diagonal KM, it was given, and also LP segment is perpendicular to KM segment. This was given. So we have that these two angles are congruent, and we have also that angle NKM is congruent to angle LMK. So we have two the same angles, and this side LM is congruent to NK. So we have again two congruent triangles, because angle NOK is congruent to LPM and angle NKO is congruent to angle LMK, and also NK, we found that NK segment is congruent to LM segment. So from this three information we have here two congruent triangles by angle, side postulate, triangle NOK is congruent to triangle LPM. So we have these two triangles congruent. So if this triangle is congruent to that triangle, it means that the segment KO is congruent to segment MP. So from this information we have that KO segment is congruent to MP segment, and this is what we have to show, that segment KO is congruent to segment MP, because this triangle is congruent to that triangle, so it means that the sides are congruent. Side KO is congruent to side MP. This is my solution.